Doctori, tutto a post? Welcome back to a new video regarding Sane C libraries. And today I'm going to be talking about the updates for the month of April regarding the development of Sane C libraries. So what is this project? Is a set of platform abstraction libraries for macOS, Windows and Linux that focuses on fast compile times, being bloat-free, trying to be simple and readable and easy to integrate, and there is no use of the C++ standard library exception or other things like RTTI and so on. And there are no third-party dependencies so far. We are trying to use operating systems APIs. So let's see, what is the first edition of the month of April? First edition is AsyncLoopWork. This AsyncLoopWork, we can see it in code, I guess. Actually, let's do it on Xcode. Let's open async test. There is a new object, new async object. So the async library, it's getting always more complete. So this new addition allows you to execute work, so any CPU work or even IO work if you like, but it probably doesn't make much sense, on a thread pool and getting a callback called on the event loop itself. There is an entire video where I am showing how this is being implemented, but the concept is you have an event loop, an IO event loop that potentially is maybe integrated with your user interface event loop if you are creating a graphical user interface, and I'm probably going to show how to do that in the very next period. But assuming you have this event loop created somehow, you can create one async loop work object or a number of them, and you can schedule work. So this is a callback. Here I'm using a Lambda that is doing some work. Here I'm just doing thread sleep, and this callback, it's getting called on some arbitrary thread that comes from a thread pool that you are supposed to be creating and passing together when starting one of these async loop work operations. So the event loop will dispatch all of these operations, executing this work in background, and once the work is finished, you will get this callback called on the thread that is calling event loop run. So in other words, we could say on the thread that runs the event loop if you prefer. This allows a lot of interesting patterns because you can execute background work, and if you need to update then some sort of global state or I don't know, a user interface with the result of what has been done in the background thread, you can do it here without really having problems with mutexes and synchronization or things like that, because all of the callbacks will be called on the event loop, assuming that all of these objects have been scheduled on the same event loop. So this is the first edition of the month. Check out the video if you're interested. These are the commits where this is being implemented and a little bit improved in the subsequent commits. And that's it for now. Second item is the addition of coverage and documentation. So far the documentation website was something that I was already building somehow automatically, but with some bash scripts that were existing on my local machine. And what I have made is integrating them with the SC tools, which you can read is a set of development tools that are built using Sane C libraries that are very helpful for the development of the libraries themselves actually. There is a little bit of hard coding going on, but I think it will be improved in the next releases so that they could also become something useful to be reused into any project that would like to use them. So I'm putting them together because both documentation and coverage are doing something that is very close related. So let's have a look at the build documentation. So how does it work? Well, SC tools, they work just like you invoke the sc command. So you say sc.sh and you say build, and we can say documentation. I can show it. Let me delete here because I already have cached copied of it. So I can say build documentation, and this is not only going to build the documentation, which you can see here, but it's also using the SC package tool to install Doxygen for all platforms, depending on the platform you are on, and even some extension themes that are customizing the look of Doxygen a little bit. It's downloading and installing them automatically into this packages cache and linking them. You see these are links into the packages directory. So this is some sort of poor man package manager. I don't know where I will be bringing this one, but I just like to have something that is so tightly integrated. So that's it. And the build coverage, it's doing the same. We can see that there is no build coverage command here. Let me add it. It's the same. You just need to say build coverage, and you also have to say the name of the configuration that you like to be building. Debug coverage, I think it's called. So I can say build coverage. So this is building the coverage project that has some sort of different flags, executing the test, and creating this coverage report, which we can see here. This is the coverage report. So we can, this is generated using CLang. It's very detailed because it shows the function coverage, the line coverage, region and branch coverage, which are different metrics. And I guess now the problem is just bringing this coverage up a little bit. It also generates a coverage badge, which is here. And shamefully, this is below 90%, which was my, go-to percentage. But yeah, I guess we need to improve it. But anyway, this is cool because it gets basically uploaded together with the documentation website. There is a little bit of automation in the CI, which you can see here if you're interested. Documentation coverage. So we're doing like format check. These are all SC tools. SC build documentation, build configure, which generates the projects, build compile debug coverage, and just build coverage. And it's then moving the coverage file. That's the only command that is a little bit custom to the GitHub pipeline. So I'm keeping Git here as a shell command. So I'm just merging the two directories together, fixing some permissions that the CI wants to have in order to be happy, and delivering all of these to the GitHub pages, which means that all of these is automatically updating this documentation website. So every time I'm merging something into the main branch, I'm getting the documentation website updated, which is kinda cool. I was sometimes forgetting to do that, but now they are completely in sync and they are deployed together. So this is the second edition of the month. Let's see what else we have. I think I have something else that I have not been really describing in the blog post. Maybe it's in the release. I'm trying to keep also the releases here in GitHub as well. So there is the April release. So the SC tools have gained a build command. Oh, those links are broken. Oh, excellent. I need to update them. But yeah, the SC run, build run, we can see that there are all of these commands that we can see in the VS Code in the launch, for example. Where am I? Oh, these are calling just the build command. Well, I can show it from here. So I can say sc.sh build run. And this is building and running the project. For now, it's hard-coded just like the first project. So you don't even need to know where the executable is. You can say run. This by default is doing the debug. I think we can say release. Yeah, it's going to compile the release version and run the tests. In this case, this is just a test project. So that's kind of handy. And this is being used, as you can imagine, from the coverage tool. I need to fix all of these links, but I guess I can do it offline. Now, the next item is C bindings. So Sane C++ libraries are not against like using C. C is a beautiful language with beautiful, simple way of doing things and delivering values if a library is written in a proper way. And Sane C++ libraries are written in a way that they can really become easy to, let's say they are easy to wrap as C libraries. So what I've started doing is creating some bindings for C. I've started with a very simple one, which is the hashing library. So you can take a look if you like. To use it, you will have to include this header, include the associated CPP file, which exports the C functions, and also link the unity build sc.cpp. So if you clone this in your project, you will have to just add to your build system this file, and in this case the sc hashing cpp file, include the sc hashing.h, and you can just use it. There is a test that shows how to use it. That's actually the unit test, and the header contains a little bit of documentation. Plus you can always refer to the C++ documentation of the hashing library, which you can see in libraries hashing. Because it's really one-to-one mapping between the C++ API and the C API. This is a very trivial library to map, I guess. I just wanted to get started with this task. There are definitely libraries that will be much more useful to wrap and also much more difficult. I guess the most useful to wrap would be the SC async library, but for now, we have to start from somewhere, so that's it. And please let me know if there is a library that you think should be really be the next to be wrapped as a C library. Then we have the process, SC process library, that is kind of stable now. It's getting more complete. It's really being used a lot, as you can imagine. All of these tools that have been created using the Sane C++ libraries by them self-hosting, basically all of the tools using Sane C++ libraries are making a very important and deep use of the process library with IO direction and things like that. I've been implementing these two features exactly because I have been needing to use them for, I think, the build documentation and for the build coverage, which is the ability to set the child process, so the process you are spawning, working directory, and changing the environmental variables, which you can redefine, you can remove, or you can just ignore and not inherit the environment variables, not environmental. I don't know why, why I have been saying that before, but anyway, you can change and redefine them. There are some tests that are really going into the details of getting this tested properly. So Check it out if you need to do some child process handling. And of course, still remember you can use this to do async monitoring using the async library. I think we are almost at the end of this video. These are just series of improvements made here and there to the library. You can take a look at them here or in the log that currently has the broken links. But I think that's really all for it for now. So I hope you enjoyed this video and make sure to check out the library. Please join the Discord server if you would like to get in touch, or you can get in touch on Twitter, X, I don't know how to even call it, Mastodon, or even on GitHub discussions if you have a more technical request you would like to be making about the library. So see you next time in the next video. Have fun with Sane C++ libraries, and bye.